Hey everybody, welcome back to the chaotic little book corner. My name is Acacia. Everything is a mess back here. This whole place is just so chaotic. I mean, it fits the name, but like, it's really a mess. I need to get better first, and then I need to take care of stuff. So, I know I just did a book haul last week, but I had some Patreon money, some extra money, and some money with my partner. And we talked, and I had a pile at Print a Bookstore of books that I'd ordered, and I just pay for them as I go. But it was like a big pile at this point, and it was like it needed to get kind of whittled down. So I did a large purchase from Print, and I got some of those, and I got some books at my book of the month thing, and I got some books from publishers, and yeah, I have a lot of books. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. I've got 26 books here. I figured anything larger would be too much. So let's dive into this book haul. So the first 2 books are going to be the books that were sent to me for review. There's more coming, but I figured it would be too many books if I waited too long. Plus, it wasn't fitting where all my books that I haven't read yet fit. So I figured I'd leave. This is Dan Bavacqua. This is Molly Bitt. This is the story of Molly Bitt, who is what's the word I'm looking for? Aspiring actress. And she has gotten very little roles and everything like that. And she's just determined to succeed. And then she gets an opportunity to star in a massive role, and she does. But then her life takes a drastic change, and she's not sure if it's worth it. So there's that. I'm very excited about that. So that was sent to me by Simon & Schuster, and it's available on the 4th of February. So I will be reading that one quite soon. Then we have this advanced reader's copy. This comes out in February 2020 as well. This is from Coach House Books. Is there another date? No, it just says February 2020. So this is Amanda Luddick, Disfigured on Fairy Tales, Disability, and Making Space. So this is like a Jen Campbell kind of book. I didn't see it on Jen's channel. I actually just found it randomly and I picked it up. I'm very excited about it, and I'm very much looking forward to reading this. So this one I should be reading at some point very soon as well. It is a nonfiction, so it will take a little longer than a fiction, but not too much. So this is, in fairy tales, happy endings are the norm, as long as you're beautiful and walk on 2 legs. After all, the ogre never gets the princess, and since fairy tales are foundationally myths of our culture, how can girls with disabilities ever think they can have a happy ending? By explaining the ways that fairy tales have shaped our expectations of disability, Disfigured points the way towards a new world where disability is no longer a punishment or I am so out of it. Impediment, but operates instead of a way of centering and a protagonist and helping them to cement their own place in the story, and from there the world. So yeah, This is going to be interesting. So I think this is all about physical disability rather than emotional disability. So I'm still interested in it and I'm really excited about it. But we shall see if it's other disability as well. But yeah, I'm really intrigued by that. Now we dive into the books that I bought. Where do we want to start? We'll start here. So we have a couple of YA. We have Hold Still by Nina LaCroix. I saw this on Mercedes' channel. So this is about a young girl named Ingrid who commits suicide and leaves her best friend Caitlin just completely unsure of her place in the world, in life, and everything like that. And so Ingrid leaves behind a journal that kind of demonstrates all of her pain and her farewells, and Caitlin tries to find a new hope. So I'm really interested in this. This should take very little time. This looks like this is a sequence from the other one. That is a letter from the author. Author's note. Acknowledgements. 229 pages. This is super easy to get through. I will get through this within a day, I think, especially because it's a YA. I just don't know when I'm going to get to it, but look at how beautiful it is. It's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely stunning, and I am super excited to get my hands on that. Then we have Eliza and Our Monster. This one, I loved Zappia's first book, which was it doesn't say here. But I love Zappia's first book, Made You Up. I loved Made You Up, which is about schizophrenia. This one is not as much about mental health that I know of. This is by I'm really struggling here today. I am so sorry. This is from Francesca Zappia. And this is the story of a young girl who, Eliza, who is very shy and friendless and completely out of her midst. But online, she is the anonymous creator of a popular webcomic. And Wallace shows up and he is the biggest fan of her work and he does fan fiction for it. But he doesn't know who she is really. But then she is exposed and things start to fall apart. I'm very excited about this one. This one comes in at, oh, it's got some art. Interesting. So this one's in the 300 to 400 page mark. It should be good, super easy to get through, and I'm really excited about that. Then we have this. This was a used book, so it has a sticker on it. This is Sadie by Courtney Summers. This one I picked up because I liked Hydra so much, which is a book about a mass murder with a podcast feel of the writing. So this is, again, another one where a girl kills a family member and then disappears, and a podcast takes interest in it and starts to talk about it and her as a missing girl. So I'm really excited about this, but everyone's really worried where she is because nobody really knows the truth about how her sister died, whether it was her or what happened. And Sadie has disappeared, and if she doesn't come back and if she dies, the truth dies with her. So everyone's super nervous about that. Then, let's see. Do we have any other YA? I think we do. Yes. Then I sold this a while ago, but it was because I wanted the paperback instead of the hardcover. I just didn't want the hardcover. I didn't love this book, but I liked it enough, and I've been really into Star Wars lately. I've been watching The Mandalorian and rewatching the movies in general, so everything's been pretty good. This is Star Wars Leia, Princess of Alderaan. This is by Claudia Gray. I ordered another one of Claudia Gray's books. I like how she writes, and I want to read more of her Princess Leia work. So, this should be good. Okay. Now we move on to fiction, shall we? Yes, we shall. So I got the second book in the Sookie Stackhouse novels. This is Charlene Harris, Living Dead in Dallas. Pretty simple. This is just a continuation of the Sookie Stackhouse novels, which is Sookie meets Bill, who is a vampire. They fall in love, and then things get weird and out of control, and you spend the book trying to figure out who you're voting for as a ship. It's really cheesy, but I really enjoy it. Then I found this for 50 cents. So I owned this years ago. I loved it and rated it 4 stars. I sold it because I wanted a non-movie cover. I have not been able to find a non-movie cover that doesn't cost less than $50. So I just got the movie cover. I wasn't gonna stress it too much. I just let it go, especially since it was 50 cents. So this is Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. It's in pretty rough shape, but I'm not too worried about it. Oh, there's a random arm. Oh, okay. It's a bookmark of the Notebook. Not sure how I feel about that. Is there anything else in here? The books that I bought used, I found quite a few random goodies in them, and I'm very confused because usually the used bookstore I go to takes care of that kind of stuff, but apparently they missed this. So yeah, this is the story of a guy who, I think he goes through a divorce, and he ends up meeting this girl who is, the two of them are both mentally unstable, and they end up falling in love. And meet Pat. Pat has a theory. His life is a movie produced by God. And his God-given mission is to become physically fit and emotionally literate, whereupon God will ensure happy endings for him and return him to his estranged wife, Nikki. It might not come as a surprise to learn that Pat has spent some time in a mental health facility. The problem is Pat's now home is everything, and everything. The problem is Pat's now home and everything feels off. No one will talk to him about Nikki. His beloved Philadelphia Eagles keep losing, and he's being pursued by a deeply odd Tiffany. His new therapist seems to recommend adultery as a form of therapy, plus he's being haunted by Kenny G. An enchanting novel, Matthew Quick takes the inside of Pat's mind, showing us the world his distorted yet endearing perspective. Yeah. It's been years since I read this, but I remember really liking it. I never saw the movie, but I would like to. All right, and then we have Sealed. This is by Naomi Booth. This is the story. It's a dystopian where there is a plague going around that is sealing people's skin off. So like sealing their ears, sealing their mouths, sealing their nose, sealing their eyes. And there is a treatment for it, but it's very expensive and not everyone can get it. So people are dying. And this woman is pregnant and she becomes obsessed with it and trying to figure out what is actually going on. And from what I understand, it turns out something is actually going on. So I'm very excited. I'll just cut that out. The next book we have is Oligarchy. This is by Scarlett Thomas. I received this from NetGalley and I really enjoyed it, so I ended up buying it. I don't talk about my NetGalley books that I read. I don't usually mark them on Goodreads either. So in this case, I haven't marked it yet as read, so I will reread it and then mark it as read. So it'll get read this year. So it's already the second week of term when Natasha, the daughter of the Russian oligarch, arrives at the vast English country house for the first day of boarding school. She soon discovers that the headmaster gives special treatment to the skinniest girls, and Tash finds herself thrown into the school's unfamiliar, moneyed world of fierce pecking orders, eating disorders, and Instagram angst. I really liked it, and I was very excited about it, so I'm happy to have that now. Then we have this. This is The Perfect Girlfriend. This is a stalker story. She will follow him anywhere. She's even become a flight attendant for his airline so she can keep a closer eye on him. Yeah. Stalker story. I'm very excited about that. Then this one I read probably 10 years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I sold it when I thought I was moving. And then I saw it in the exact edition of the one that I had that I loved so much, so I picked it up. This is Anne Shriver, Testimony. This is a story of a group of kids at a school where things get out of control and things start getting very weird and chaotic, and the parents are trying to figure out what's going on, and impulses are being used and consequences are coming up, and sex and scandal is being unleashed on the entire school. I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to rereading it. Then we have Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. I listened to this on audiobook last month, and I didn't put it in my wrap-up, so I will reread it and then put it in that wrap-up. But this one I really enjoyed. This is a story of a young Black girl who goes to the grocery store with a child she is babysitting and then is accused of having stolen the child. And yeah, it goes from there. This guy films the whole thing, and things just escalate from there. It's really good. I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. It is the Reese Witherspoon Book Club Book of the Month. I don't usually like buying books with the book club sticker on them, but in this case, I caved. And then before we get into the graphic novels, I have some books that I bought from Book of the Month, and then I'll do nonfiction. So 3 out of the 4 I got for Book of the Month. This was a free one. This is A Woman Is No Man by Edith Rum. This was in the top 5 books voted on by the Book of the Month people. 3 generations of Palestine American women are torn between individual desire and their strict Arab culture in a powerful debut, a heart-wrenching story of love, intrigue, courage, and betrayal that will resonate with women from all backgrounds, giving voice to silenced and agency to the oppressed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and it looks like it takes place in 2 different timelines. Yeah, so this one was kind of a whim, but it was free, so it wasn't a whim. It was just kind of weird. And then the two fictions that I got, one I already read. This is a Miranda Popke, Topics of Conversation. I will link my review of this from Tuesday in the cards. If they let me link it in the cards. They haven't been doing that. This is just a really interesting story that takes place with a person basically having different conversations with different people about important topics. It's pretty interesting. I really enjoyed it. Then I picked up this one as an extra. This is Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. I wasn't sure if I was going to get this, but I got very excited when I saw it, and it was only $9.99 as an add-on, so I figured I would pick it up. So I'm very excited to have this. Victorian London detective, ghosts, mermaids, that kind of stuff. I'm very excited. Then the nonfiction, we'll start with the book of the month nonfiction that I have. This is My Friend Anna, a true story of fake heiress by Rachel DeLarch Williams. So yeah, this one looks really good. I'm really excited about this. This is a story of a woman who goes on vacation with a girl who supposedly has a ton of money. And the girl asks her to cover her on everything, and she ends up spending about $10,000 on this trip. And then the girl is nowhere to be seen after that. So she tracks her down and finds out that it's a whole scam that this girl has been pulling for a while. Then we have two nonfictions that I picked up. The first one I already read. This will be in the Tuesday link as well. This is Long Live the Tribe of Fatherless Girls by T. Kira Madden. This is a nonfiction about a young girl and her relationship with her family and parents and LGBTQ. It's just really good. I really enjoyed it. This was 50% off and I'd wanted it for a while. This is Carrie Fisher, A Life on the Edge by Sheila Weller. This is just a biography. I'm very excited about this. She talks about her death, which really, I was so sad when she died. And I've been sad a couple of times when I've watched Star Wars movies and I realize she's dead. It actually makes me very sad. Then I got another edition of Alice in Wonderland. This is one of those new ones that a lot of people are getting. This is illustrated with interactive elements. So it's got like pages that you can do things with. So I'm very excited about this. And I'll read it eventually. I'm just not sure when. I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not, but we're going to go with no and take it out. Oh, are there pages in every single one of the specialty pages? Yeah, it looks like there are. Huh. Interesting. I'll have to go through and remove all that. Then I got several graphic novels. So first I got Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Rosemary Valero O'Connell. This is the story of a young girl who is in a relationship with a girl who keeps leaving her, and then she goes back to her anyway. I'm very excited about that. Then I picked up I Hate Fairyland by Scotty Young. This one is just dark and twisted, and I'm very excited about it. I've wanted to read this one for a while. It's going to be really kind of cruel and awful and terrible. But I'm very excited to read that. And then we have this, again, Star Wars. This is Darth Vader Imperial March. This is book 1 of the Dark Lord of the Sith. So that should be good. Discussing the Sith and what's going on with Darth Vader during a bunch of other times. And then we have Chew. This is volume 1 by John Layman and Rob Guillory. So this is the story of a man who can tell history of things by tasting them. So he tries to taste murder victims. At least that's what I understand. So it should be interesting. I'm very excited about that one. I've wanted that one for a few years. Then I saw this one and I just decided to pick it up. This is Muse by D.P. Philippi and Terry Dodson. This one looks beautiful, but very sexual. I am trying to find a non-sexual page. Here we go. So it looked like really beautiful art, and I was just very excited about it. And then last, I got the deluxe edition of Faith. This is a combined version of Faith's graphic novels. Faith 1, Faith 2, Faith 3, and Faith 4. And Faith is a plus-size superhero. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, that is all the books that I have. That is going to fall. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, click that subscribe button down below. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and I will get back to my blog as soon as I am over whatever this episode is. And I will try and get more pep in my next video. That should help. Yeah, I'm very excited about all these books, and I look forward to them. I love my Patreons and I love my subscribers. I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.